What's up, guys? Devil Dog Gamer here, and finally I have access to the ground forces of War Thunder, and this is in closed beta, and I've been trying to get into the closed beta forever, but we're not really going to talk about my problems with getting into closed beta. We're going to be talking about how much I fucking love ground forces for War Thunder. I have been waiting for this for so long. This is the one reason I've stuck with War Thunder through all the stuff I didn't like and all the stuff that, you know, annoyed me, is because of this. This is what I wanted. And you can see the aircraft coming in. Like, this is what I want. You can't get this in World of Tanks. I feel like I'm operating with an actual tank more in this than I do in World of Tanks, honestly. This World of Tanks is done. It's War Thunder. And there's always going to be the people who say, oh, this isn't realistic, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Play simulator for this, and then talk to me about realistic. Right now I'm playing the realistic, or the realism. Man, just dodge those bombs. I saw that coming. I was like, oh, hell's knows. And this is the realistic, which is pretty much like, you know, the realistic for aircraft. Basically, there's no targeting reticle that shows you how much drop the round's going to need. None of that. You're not going to see... the only time you're going to see enemy tanks is if one of your teammates spots them, or you spot them, and then they'll pop up a little bit and show the... and that tank just got fucked up. They'll show the little thing, but it's not going to show the outline of the tank, so you're not really going to know what orientation it has. You're going to have to kind of take a guess at it, and I like that a lot. And this, yes, I am really about to do this. Yeah, I totally just fucking, yep, fucked that thing up. Boom. And the good old enjoy that tank shell. So he's out. One less plane to worry about. And you know, I like that. I like having to look up and worry about aircraft too. So you gotta like sit there and look around, look for the tanks, keep an eye on your surroundings, keep an eye on the air. I mean, you could have something coming in on a rocket run on your ass end while you're engaging another tank and you're not paying attention, and it's just game over. Now a little bit about the tank I'm using. This is the Panzer III-M. It's the up armored variant with the 50mm cannon. It's kind of was a change that came into the Panzer IIIs based off of the KV-1s and the T-34s. Didn't really work too well. KV-1s were still, you know, we can go on and on and on about all this. We're not really going to do that. We're going to talk about this. And as you can tell, this is beta. There still are things, you know, that need changing. And definitely one of the big things that I see that I'm kind of worried about the most with this, and that I feel do need change, is the AI tanks. The AI tanks either take a ridiculous amount to kill, or they're one-shot kills. Now, the wrecks stay. The wrecks are the only thing that stays. And this isn't really a problem so much for realistic, but it is a problem for simulator when you're not sure if that tank's still there or not, and you're not sure if that tank's working, and you kind of want to put an extra round into it, but you don't want to give away your position, or maybe there's something else pushing up on you, and you know, you're not sure. So I feel the AI tanks are going to be a problem, but that's always been a problem with War Thunder, the AI aircraft. You haven't been able to change them. When you do anything custom battle, you get the biplanes. I would like to be able to customize what AI tanks and aircraft appear in certain matches. Same with, you know, online matches. It should be on the level that you're fighting at, honestly. Now, so far, the ground forces is really fun. I've had a blast with it. I feel a lot more like I'm operating a tank than anything else. Nothing feels overpowered. Everything feels balanced. It becomes a game of skill, other than, you know, boom and zoom and who's coming up on whose ass end. I've had plenty of times where I've had a shell bounce off my ass, and I've turned around and killed the tank behind me. I've had plenty of times where I've engaged another tank, and its shells bounced, and they turn around and engage me. It feels very balanced, and I like it a lot. It's a game of cat and mouse now, just like Armor should be, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. And see, this is where it starts to begin, because I don't see that tank, but somebody else does. So you got to assume at this point that our tanks have radio communication with each other, which is one of the things that I like. See, I can't see the outline of that tank. I don't know what its orientation is. Now I see it. Now I can engage it. And I'm trying to put them into the freaking turret and everything else and just, you know, disable it. And right there, boom. Right at the little crease where the turret meets the body. One down. And I like that. One of the things I do want to see added into it is bearings. I want a compass of some type showing 360 degrees for realistic and simulator. Because when you're working as a team, compass bearings, especially in armor, when it comes to armor and aircraft, bearings are how it's done. That is how you communicate direction. That is always how you do it, and it goes for almost anything military-wise. And there needs to be a way to relay that information, target location and direction easily, instead of opening up your map and doing one of the grid-based things. Bearings would be so much better for any type of squad play and such. As you can see, this T-34 trying to take cover behind the enemy wreck, which doesn't matter because it's not. Basically, when a wreck happens, it's just it doesn't actually become an object. You can still shoot through it and such, which is nice, but at the same time, I kind of want it to change. I would like the wrecks to be able to have some ability to stop the rounds, so that way you could take cover in them. But I can see how that would be an abused issue and such. And see, those were a lot of shots into the rear end of that T-26. And with my 50 millimeter cannon, I'm using the composite armor-piercing shells, the really good ones. And I feel like that tank would have been disabled a little more. And I feel like the AI tanks are kind of lacking at the moment, I should say. And I would like to see some sort of change on that in the future. But everything's subject to change with this, and I really hope a lot of stuff doesn't change with the ground forces, because I am liking this a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I wait for that server to open up, and I'm there the second it opens up, and play non-stop until they kick me out. And it is a blast. Right now they have the Germans and the Russians, which is a good matchup, because you have the Germans with their superior armor, weaponry, and then you have a lot of the cookie cutter Russian tanks, the T-34 series, that are fast and maneuverable. And I feel like it's a good matchup. And he got a good hit on me, that was a good hit. I give it that. Tank destroyer, he's got a good shot on me, but just play some cat and mouse. But the extra armor that I had on the M variant definitely is helping me survive this battle just a bit more against the 76. Still popping rounds into him, and as you can see what areas of the tank you're actually damaging in there on the right hand side, which is a really cool aspect, because you let if you've taken out the engine, maybe the gunner's knocked out. See, and when the gunner gets knocked out, it becomes to where, and there's an AI tank just randomly appeared next to me. They become, you can't really do anything. So at that point, and he totally got bombed. At that point, they're vulnerable. So it's kind of a nice thing to know exactly what's going on with the tank you're hitting, and exactly what is wrong with it, because it gives you the ability to kind of plan an attack from there. Realistic, when it comes to this so far, realistic and simulator are the top things I like. Arcade, I'm not a fan of. You won't ever see me play arcade. It's either going to be realistic or simulator. For sure, but this is a ton of fun. No idea when it's coming out for open beta. They still haven't done the Japanese, British, or American tanks, so honestly, I don't think until you see those three nations with some tanks in the closed beta, you're not going to see it go to open beta access at all. And of course, the last little anti-aircraft gun, all by himself. Such a lonely man. And gone. And that's it. War Thunder Ground Forces is definitely going to be my favorite thing to play this year.